It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. The Squared Slice is back. I'm your friendly neighborhood soda, joined as always by my bro, Dustyn. Man, how you doing?
I am splendid, stupendous. How are you?
About to get a sneeze. Allergy season, man. Not fun.
I was just gonna say like, oh, did you have a good fourth? Forgetting that
Well, Canada
we
Day
are in different countries.
Friday last
Yeah.
week, right?
Okay, that's how it works, right? Canada Day is
Canada
always
Day is 3 days before you guys celebrate yours. Yeah.
got it. So what's the shtick of Canada Day?
You know what? It's mostly parades and like this is. I'm just my experience in where I live. There's a parade usually. There haven't been the last couple of years because of COVID, obviously. But like me as part of my local community band, we play at the firefighters pancake breakfast every
Right.
Canada. So I do that for about an hour. And then we got like our
And
heritage.
how did that go this year?
It went really really well. It's how we end our season every year. So no, that was a lot of fun. We actually for once had great weather. But yeah, no, also like the Heritage Park here, which has like old homes, and you know what a Heritage Park is. They do stuff as well. Yeah, so that's just basically what it is. It's more of a less, or I guess a more sober version of Fourth of July. Best way to put it.
Sorry, the last part you cut out. Am I cutting out or are you cutting out?
I think there's a delay on your end, but it's like I just said. Basically, our Canada Day is like the more sober Fourth of July.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Me and my wife just sat together and watched multiple videos of people blowing off fireworks and lighting their houses on fire. So I mean, that's kind of what we do,
Yeah.
and we just light fireworks off every day for multiple days for some
Yeah.
reason, and
Actually, I'm surprised.
blow
Normally,
our
there's a
hands off.
too, but nobody. There was no fireworks this weekend, which is really weird.
Jesus. Where I live in Northwest Wisconsin, I'm pretty close to the river and on this lake, and there's a supper club right down the road. And oh yeah, we've listened to fireworks for four nights straight. Got woken up at a fireworks show at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah. They
that's all
normally
we
do it.
do.
They normally do it along the Skeena River here, which I'm about a 2-minute drive away. So from my balcony, I can generally see the fireworks, but they never did.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised. They might. We have
Interesting.
Riverboat Days coming up at the beginning of August. So maybe they're saving them all for that. And Riverboat Days, we celebrated up here on Victoria Day long weekend, and for us, it's to honor our roots because we had one of those paddle wheel boats. We had those operating on the river. So it's basically it's an homage to that, but all weekend.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's where I want to pitch for next year, an old timey ball tournament.
There you go. I know somebody who can help you with that.
Yeah. So I want to because I'm part of the manager chat for our slow pitch league because I somehow became one of the managers. And so once the tournament's over, I'm going to pitch it in. It's like, hey, I got an idea for next week that could actually bring some publicity and maybe bring in some cool stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I played vintage every year. We play.
Is it co-ed? That's what I want to know. I guess you could.
Yeah, we don't care.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because a friend of mine was like, "Well, how does it affect the women?" I'm like, "I don't think it matters."
I mean, sure. If you're really looking at history of baseball, if you want to play real, which nobody ever would in 1860, no, a woman, right, all white, and a woman would not play.
Yeah,
but come on, we don't care. No, there's definitely ladies that play. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think it would be a lot of fun. I think it would be like something new. It could bring in a lot of people to watch. Like, I think it could be a good thing. Plus, it fits in with the theme of the weekend pretty much.
Exactly. I was just going to say, so every year our team and the other local squad that's around, we play in this little tiny town. It's about an hour north of me called Chautauqua. And they kick off their Liberty Fest with us. And we have 100 and some people there every year to watch us. Like, it's crazy. It's super weird, but like it fits so well in the shtick of it. Like it is. It's. I can't believe people watch it. I mean, but it is interesting enough.
Yeah, I think it's more. I think that's what it is because it's something different and it's something interesting. And I mean, I know it can get traction because for Riverboat Days weekend, they do release a booklet with all the activities and the ball tournaments in there.
Exactly.
So it's like I got a feeling, man, that actually this could be a good thing.
And that's the way you got to do it. We play another game in next month at a local small town for their pickle fest is what they call it. And yeah, we're gonna have a ton of people there because we're gonna get on all the publicity We're going to be in all the things. Everyone's going to know that we're playing. So,
Yeah.
like, we're going to have, 100, 150, 200 people there.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. If you get the word out early enough, you can attract the people who don't normally play in the ball league. So, like, oh, this might be fun,
That's exactly it. It's all the people who are don't like softball.
Yeah.
And then the softball players who like to play baseball that is less competitive. That's the two people that really gravitate towards vintage. And I mean, there's teams out there that I play against that are all softball dudes, and they just love the fact that they can on a Saturday show up and realize there's no trophy,
Yep.
there's no tournaments, there's no money, there's nothing. It's just play baseball. And they're like, we love it because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're 4 hours, intense games trying to win. And Saturdays, it does none of that matters. We're just coming out and having a good time.
I played a beer league, so none of that matters anyways. Well, at least not our team anyways, because we've won 3 times this year, and 2 of them were by forfeit. So
you guys are great, Soda.
But the first game, we did smoke the other team, who might actually fold because nobody's showing up for their games. We smoked them 3-2. I was like, "Woo! We got a team this year." We lost a bunch of games. Like, oh shit!
That's all right. We lose all the time too. I don't care.
Yeah. But you know what? It's kind of the point where we're just having fun with it. We're the fun team. Like last year on the last game,
that's awesome.
Unfortunately, I had to miss it because of something. But I was choked when I found out what they did. They all dressed up wearing Lay's coconut bras and hula skirts and went and played. And of course, one of my best friends did it shirtless while wearing a coconut bra.
Of course, I mean that only makes sense.
There's a great slow-mo video of him running into third. But
oh my gosh!
I'll send it to you later. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about.
What are you talking about? 7 minutes of baseball talk. We can go all day. Soda.
Folks want to hear about my hairy, sweaty friend in the coconut bra. But
I like it. I do.
Well, yeah. He's one of my oldest friends. He's married to my sister from another mistress. I've had my fair share. Okay.
Funny.
But that's not why we're here. We're actually here to talk about the paper. Live
do events. It. Don't do it. I almost made that my name. I almost made my name. And then I was like, no, Soto. He's finally switching. He's almost there.
I hate it, but Premium Live Event, Money 2022. Now, I like what WWE is starting to do, and I hope this is a track they keep going. Tight shows that run 3 hours.
Dude, I was going to bring it up immediately. My first question to you, but you've already beat it. How much are you loving these 3-hour baller shows? I'm loving them.
Me too. 4 hours is my threshold, and I really think the only shows that warrant a longer time are WrestleMania and the Rumble and SummerSlam. Those are really the only 3.
Yeah, because you're going to probably get 4 hours at SummerSlam next, I would assume.
And Mania, the 2-night thing, and of course Rumble being the Rumble, like that one should be as well. But wow,
I get it. You have 2 1-hour matches on that, so what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, like there was in total 7 matches. The longest one being 25 minutes and 23, and then everything else was below 15.
There were 7. I thought there were 6 matches.
7, including the cash-in.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that makes sense. But again, I remember people were like, I was like reading like some Twitter and stuff, and people were like, "Look at this card. There's only 6 matches." Yeah,
that's a good thing.
That's all I want.
Yeah,
I loved it.
If I'm being honest, though, I wouldn't be so negative towards a longer show if they were on Saturdays because obviously don't work the next morning. You can stay up, But yeah, 3.5, 4 max. I'm good.
I love the 3 because you know why? There's no filler.
Agreed.
Like everything was something.
Yeah, like look at these matches.
I never felt filler.
Yeah, women's Money in the Bank, United States Championship match, Raw Women's title match, Undisputed Tag Team title match, SmackDown Women's title match, and then the men's Money in the Bank. And yeah, you're right. None of them felt like fillers. They were all good. Well,
none of them
were bad. There were some that were like, yeah, it's fun. Could have been a Raw match, but overall,
sure.
I give the show, I give it a thumbs up overall.
And again, I think the show gets a thumbs up overall because of the tightness of it. I mean, I think if you added 2 more matches and made it an hour longer, I think you have issues.
Agreed. Yeah.
And again, it's also, and maybe this is another good conversation to have before we get into it, is I'm pro keeping Roman off this stuff. I like it. I love it. He just wrestled on SmackDown. He
Yeah.
doesn't need to wrestle here.
Nope.
Who cares? That Riddle match did not need to be on this show.
No.
It's fine. Make him as special as you can make him.
Agreed. No, it
And
definitely
he-
it makes it must-watch TV, and I do like if they can use this opportunity. I hope they do this with the U.S. title. I'm still jury's out with the Intercontinental title, but make that the focal point, the main title
I
everyone
don't
goes.
know.
Like they did in the past. They did in the past.
I sure do love who the new Intercontinental Champion is. So
Me too. But it just I'm hoping they kind of make him more a focal point of Raw of SmackDown now that Roman is in there. Like, of course, we're gonna have all the Bloodline stuff, but make that title look more important. And it looks like they're doing it. Looks like they're doing it.
The second they called up Gunther, I think we all knew.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be quick.
Yeah,
because if there's somebody that can push this title
and believable
for a while, it's and you know what, the one thing that people were posting, because people are definitely going crazy on ideas right now, is they showed the Survivor Series with Lashley and Gunther, and I was like, because they're U.S. versus Intercontinental champs, and I was like, let's go. I want that so bad.
I just got hurt.
Please. I know. I'm like, I can't believe it. Please give me Lashley and Gunther.
That is a boss battle. Oh my lord.
Oh, it'd be so sexy.
Yeah. I think it could be done.
Oh.
I think it might be done. If they don't say screw it and make Gunther champion by that point, I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that being the thing.
I mean, we'll get into it after we get done with this, but there's and the other thing about this pay-per-view, which was really good, and I now like where they have Money in the Bank, is the pay-per-view before SummerSlam.
Makes sense.
You know, rethinking, there was a lot of important stuff on this pay-per-view too.
Yeah.
Like, this pay-per-view was needed to get, oh shit, I'm fucking it up. This premium live event
actually
was needed
like a moment ago too.
Damn it. Was everything mattered to some degree. I mean, that's really good. Whether it was good or not, it's one thing, but like everything at the end of the day had a purpose, had a point, and was pushing storylines. Like that men's Money in the Bank match that we're going to get into.
Yep.
I mean, it kind of set the basis for 2 more feuds that are going to come up.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And I do agree with you. It's nice to make them feel more important because that was something that WWE was lacking the last few years. Not everything feels important. And when it's your big show, monthly show, it should feel important. Not just one match, not just 2. The whole card should have a point and a reason and a continuation or an end. Like, it's simple, man.
I was thinking about this after Money in the Bank when I was like, okay, this was fun and overall really good. Since day one, I think WWE's is crushed. Every
pay-per-view wise, yes.
Yes. I think they're crushing them since. And me and you have had these discussions on here where even though we get a little a little wheel spinning and a little things we don't like on TV and sometimes TV sucks, Raw was horrible this week.
It was. And funny enough, Simon Miller gave it an up. All the matches an up because he said the whole show was horrible. But when you look at it segment by segment, some of it's just too damn stupidly entertaining.
It was so bad. Like, I mean, Raw was in the SmackDown before. I don't watch weekly, but like I really try to watch the SmackDown before and the Raw after a premium live event because they're bookends.
Makes sense.
I watched them both, and they were both very bad shows. The Raw was, I mean, when the only thing that anybody noticed in 3 hours was Rey Mysterio doing an homage to Eddie, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's bad. I even checked out when it was Becky and Asuka, and I didn't watch it.
Really? Because that's the match. That's the only match I want to go back and watch.
It started goofy, and it just started goofy and too many things going on. I'm like, I'm done. This show's so bad at this point that this cannot save the terribleness. But again, I don't think WWE cares.
No, because they've got such a monopoly on it. Why do they care?
If they are going to launch, and if once a month, I know I'm going to sit down for 3 to 4 hours and get a show that's going to thoroughly entertain me in some way, I almost kind of give it a pass. I'm not saying that's right, but that's how I feel.
I don't watch them once in a while. It's like if there's something better going on, I might watch a Raw or a SmackDown. But for the most part, I just follow what's along on Twitter because I know what I'm going to get in the reviews. The matches are going to be banger. I honestly don't care about the storylines at this point in WWE. I just rather watch the matches.
Truly, and yeah, it's good, and this was good. So I'm excited to chit chat about all the things.
Yeah. And let's kick it off. We had the women's Money in the Ladder Bank match. The ending of this was. I don't know how you feel about Liv Morgan, but it was kind of like a feel-good moment is how I looked at it.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the whole...
Yeah.
You know, let's start with that. I mean...
Yeah, we'll just go in order, match order.
You know, the big issue I had when I was watching was... this might sound a little crass, but like, when she entered, she was crying. And no offense...
I heard that. I heard someone else say that.
Oh, she was. And I even texted another buddy of mine. I went, she's going to win.
Yeah.
These aren't fake tears.
No.
And I mean, no offense. We know most of the people in WWE can't act worth shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are not acting tears. She physically can't hold in that she knows that she's going to win the money. That's the thing that works. It definitely works.
Yeah.
But even I was like, she knows she's going to have a big night. I didn't think she was going to win the title, but...
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I don't dislike it, but I Liv wasn't the person that I would have... I mean, if I would have had my booking, it would probably not have been her at all.
I might have waited another year, personally. I would have waited another year. Give her a little bit more time in the ring.
And me and you have had this discussion on the show, like, they've really pushed Liv, right? Like, they really have. She's been featured. She's had some title matches.
She's got such a great connection with the audience that it makes sense that they're going to push her.
And I'll steal this from a buddy of mine. She's taking Alexa's spot. She is Alexa Bliss at this point. Yeah. And Alexa's just... And I think Alexa's okay with it. I'm pretty sure she's riding out a contract.
Right. Although she did say yesterday she's going to start focusing more on the title, so I'm like, okay, at least we're going to see her in those matches.
Sure. But at the end of the day, we all know Alexa's on TV to sell a doll. And
which
she's selling.
Let's get started on that credit card commercial.
Oh, God. Are we going to bring that up? That was insane.
That was dumb.
That was insane. I couldn't believe that was real. I kept waiting for, like, the...
That is probably the worst commercial they've ever done. And that's nothing to do with Bliss. It's just dumb.
God, why the hell? Oh, my God. Alexa's just, like, kill me. But she's like, you know, if it sells more of these dolls, because she's making bank.
Oh, yeah.
Bank on the dolls. So, yeah, I don't know. Liv is a choice that I wouldn't have made. I would have loved to have seen, especially in the women, you know, like, Liv's been around. I would have, if it was me, I would have booked Lacey or Raquel.
Yeah, and like I said, would have given Liv another year.
Yeah.
But based on this and the results of the Money in the Bank match, it's refreshing, almost refreshing to see that they are pushing new stars. Now, hopefully, they don't give up in a month.
God, did you, again, to go to Raw? Did you watch any Raw?
Just some.
Did you watch her promo?
Not yet. I just saw it on Twitter.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's not good. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm like, she sounds like, this might be dead in the water. I'm going to find out.
What I've been hearing about the promo, it sounds like, you know what, maybe she just needed to get that out there because I don't think all the promos coming forward are going to be like that. Where it's like,
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, no offense. She could be one of them champions. I could see him flipping it right back to Ronda in a month at SummerSlam. I mean, to be honest with you.
We're gonna get when we get to it, but apparently there's a little bit. Rumor has it Ronda has a little bit more into what happened later on than.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, no, the match itself was. This was actually probably my least favorite match of the night. I didn't think. Here's the tough part, and this is not. I don't know how I'm gonna say this well, but ladders are big.
Yeah,
ladders are heavy. The female superstars do have a tougher time maneuvering, which makes it difficult. And I thought in this one, it was clunky as
It was. There was some.
I felt bad for Shotzi. She botched
Dude, she didn't fucking
everything
account because people were giving her shit over that, and I'm sitting there
I
going,
mean,
"You could even do better."
oh no, but I do feel bad that people are like attacking her.
Yeah.
But she did just. I mean, I felt bad because like it was her first big moment.
Yeah.
And she really had a rough night, but rough nights happen.
Like honestly, the only one that I noticed that was all shit. That's a botch clear is when she tried to run up the ladder and then she gave that weird
That's
which I'm like sitting. Okay, she was trying to
spot.
make the best of a situation. I get that, but I would have just forearmed or something.
And that's such a tough spot.
Yeah.
That ladder step that gets fucked up more than it ever gets accomplished. We need to stop this ladder running unless you're really good.
People should do it. A lot of people who are like in the vein of a Kofi or a Naomi or a Shelton,
yes,
you know,
these people that are like,
or
but
Casey, she ever comes up, like someone like that,
right? But I have to give like the things I did like about the match.
Yeah,
I loved how good Lacey looked. I thought she looked actually very good in it.
I was laughing when she was being booed out of the building when she was climbing up. I'm like, oh, WWE fucked her up.
They have no idea what they're doing with her. That's the issue. I am a huge Lacey fan. I love the Southern Belle shtick, and they don't know what they want to do with her.
It bleeds over.
So do I. And I think she's awesome. And I thought on Money in the Bank, I thought she looked great. I thought like the way she was. I'm like, God, she's gotten so much better. And I like Raquel because she's a bigger girl, and you know, I feel bad that her ladder test of strength, which would have been super cool, did not work.
No, but it still had a little bit, you know, give us some of the effect. I'm like, it still looks pretty not bad.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just one of those. The forklifter in my head is like, yeah, you should have counterbounced it a little more.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it showed that Alexa's completely written out. She is not important anymore.
Yeah.
She is getting phased out of the company. And then it also showed, I texted a buddy of mine this, Becky and Asuka are stars.
Oh, yeah.
There's a huge gap here.
Yeah.
And I think you and I just talked about this on a show or two ago, that there's these like 8 women in WWE that are just, their gap is so big, and it's so hard, I think, at this point for one of the females, which again, I think WWE's female roster is really good.
Yeah.
To get in that, I mean, it's so tough. And I don't know if Liv can do it. I mean, that's going to be tough. Like,
this is the test. This is really the test.
It is the test. Did you see the stat? You probably did. That Liv Morgan is the first SmackDown champ to not be one of the four horsewomen to hold the title, or Ronda, since Natalya in mid-2017.
Which surprised me. So I'm sitting there going, holy shit.
Well, you got to think Bayley had it for like a year.
Yeah. But
so Bayley had it
in there, or was she before Natalya?
Oh, sorry, Naomi's not Natalya. Naomi was the one who had it.
Okay, because I'm like, I know Naomi had it. Yeah,
it was Naomi, and then it's been bounced between like Sasha, Bayley, and Ronda.
Holy shit! Yeah, I saw that stat, but I never actually sat down and
5 years, and the same 5 women had it
for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yeah, because I'm sitting there going, "Oh, that's Raw," you know?
Yeah.
Because like last year,
but again, that shows the gap.
Right.
That shows it. It's the epitome of it.
It's like a lot of people had that complaint about AEW earlier in the year. Like you had your couple stars, and then it would WWE's like that right now.
Well, and the thing about AEW is that they're almost semi-lucking out on good and bad.
Yeah, because they're getting
stars are hurt.
Think we're stars.
Yeah, and all their top stars are hurt.
Yeah,
Brian's hurt, Punk's hurt, MJF's whatever he's doing. Like their main stars are now
hurt. Adam Cole's hurt.
So now
they coming back if he gets another setback.
AEW is having a rough go with the injuries right now. Oof.
You know what? I will say, despite all that, they managed to make the best of the forbidden door, like we talked last week, and they're still putting on good matches. But yeah, they're struggling in the story department right now because of that.
Tough. It's tough when you lose all the big guys. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess we'll get into it more.
Basically, yeah, exactly. Like this is just the start of Liv's run. I'm going to reserve any judgment until SummerSlam. Let's see how the first month or two goes. But I will say she had a really cool spot with that sunset flip power bomb where she
She
flipped
did.
It's Evans, but she flipped over someone else who I can't remember who it was.
Yes, that was a good.
That's
That was a
impressive.
good. That was a good spot.
Yeah. And then next up, we had the United States Championship match. Now, I will admit to being a little high while watching this, because if I wasn't high, I probably would have clued into what was going on here, and I didn't.
Oh my god, it was awesome.
Yeah, so this one is this one, like we all thought, Bobby Lashley's going to win. Yeah.
But the whole time I watched it, I went, "This is the best Bobby Lashley match I've seen."
Yeah.
In years. Austin Theory's a stud.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Theory I watched that and I was like, oh god. Even you and I even said it last week. We're like, ugh. I was like, this is really freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It felt important.
Mm-hmm.
Theory's heat is so, people legitimately loathe him.
It's not quite there, but it's getting to X-Pac heat.
Oh, it's getting there because I was shocked. The crowd was. Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about this. Crowd for Money in the Bank, hot.
Oh, for sure.
They were hot for
sure.
WWE crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going, and I could not believe. I'm gonna say this a few times probably in this, how fucking popular Bobby was, and I'm still trying to process if it was Bobby, or if it's just the absolute disdain for Theory.
No,
I haven't figured it out yet.
I think it is. I think it's more Bobby, but I do think there is a little bit of the disdain for Theory in there because Bobby Lashley is at that point in his career where he's found the character and people love the character. Yeah. They're going to cheer him because they've always wanted to cheer Bobby Lashley. They just weren't ever given a reason to because of the shit booking he was in when he came back. But now they got a reason to cheer Bobby Lashley, just like they got a reason to cheer FTR, and they're all in for it. You know?
Right. Yeah, it is interesting. I'm still surprised that. Yeah, maybe it is because we all know Bobby's a good guy, and it just comes out of him.
Good guy, great athlete, smooth, and he really well. Okay.
Depending on who he's with.
I'd say he's actually fairly smooth in the ring.
For size.
For his size, yeah. So.
And WWE does need a baby face on Raw without Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not, when they first started pushing Bobby, I'm eye rolling. I'm like, oh God. And
I think we were all eye rolling because of how it started.
Right. Well, of course.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I'm not a huge Bobby fan. I like Lashley, but he's fine. He sits there. He's been there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he looks like a freaking.
I would say I would not want to run him in the back alley because I'm pretty
sure he looks awesome. I mean, my God, the fact he's mid-40s, he looks amazing. I mean,
he looks like he did when he began, like 16, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's unreal. He's
bigger.
He has. I think he's gotten bigger. He is insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's perfect. Put the secondary title on Bobby.
Yep.
U.S. title. And again, it goes back to what we just said. Gunther and Bobby are the champs right now.
Yeah.
That feels nice.
Yeah.
It feels like two guys, both legit, both big, that can actually put these secondary titles
believable
and make them something.
They're believable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. And again, we'll get to Theory later.
Anyways, so next we had the Raw Women's Championship match. Now I know everyone says, "Oh, it's Carmella again," but you know what? Carmella is the perfect person to put in the last minute like this.
I love me some Carmella.
Me too.
Me and you have both exuded we both like Carmella.
We do. I do think sometimes her and Corey Graves need to tone it down a little bit.
You do say that. I think it's hilarious.
I don't know why. It just irritates me. Like I'm not. It's not that I'm against the whole PDA thing. It's just don't be so obnoxious about it. It's just
they're obnoxious about it. They're obnoxious about it.
But no, this match was pretty. It was pretty.
I thought Carmella looked great.
Yeah, and then you got and then you had her attack Bianca at the end of the match, which possibly continues the feud because we don't know how long Rhea Ripley's out. They haven't really said what it's injury. Apparently, it's a brain.
Yeah, and they have not mentioned it again.
What happened?
I don't know. Doesn't sound. No. I mean, the fact that they said it and just fluttered it away. That's usually not a good thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's sometimes shit happens, right? It's the same like with AEW, like we were saying. It's why at points. I think I said this last week. And I'll even say it in the Money in the Bank match. Like, if you're a good hand,
Yeah.
you get rewarded in the WWE.
Like Natalia is right now.
Like Sheamus.
Yep.
These are people that stick by you.
Mm-hmm.
And Vince, we all know Vince's loyalty.
Yep.
And if you're a good person, hell, even look at Cesaro last year when he got thrown in with Roman.
Yep.
That was a go get a payday, go get a main event, because thank you. Yep. That is what Vince does if you play the game right.
He will throw you the occasional.
He will throw you bones, and he threw Carmella a very nice bone. He could have picked anybody.
You're right. It could have been anybody, but they've already got a history between the two.
Yeah.
And Carmella is definitely one of those. She is competent enough in the ring, or more than competent enough in the ring, but you could put her in any situation and she'll make it work.
And let's not ignore, Mella looks amazing.
Always has,
but God, and by the way, the KOD that Bianca hit on her was fucking awesome. I mean, she crushed her. It was awesome.
No, it's completely a great move. It's things. So I've got the Bleacher Report here, and they always have the top moments. And like the first one for this match is Corey Graves exclaimed, "I'm married to her," after Byron Saxon claimed the two were associated. I'm like, okay, we get it.
We get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think
this one made me laugh though. Carmella Graves on fire with this one said, "If Carmella wins tonight, we might renew our wedding vows. Triple H told me about a real romantic spot." I laughed at that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's funny.
You know that Triple H and Stephanie were actually gifted the sign from that place, eh?
No way, really?
Yeah, actually, I think pretty sure they were gifted a sign or something from that place. Yeah, that's at home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of the commentators, by the way, I did notice it in this one. I like the way now they've structured the premium live events to like have the Raw or SmackDown commentators on for their matches, and then they just rotate, and then the next brand has the rest. And I love the fact that it's one table.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact I don't know why I noticed it at this pay-per-view, but or this premium live event, but I definitely noticed it. That for the first three matches, it was the one group, and then the second three matches, it was like the next group, which I did like that. Loving the Mella. We love him. Always Mella all the time.
Mella's money.
I love Mella. Yeah. I love her. I'm glad I hope she gets another match on SummerSlam. That's all I want.
She probably will.
Yeah.
Now for me, this was the match of the night.
Of course.
Match. I mean, there was no doubt this was going to be at the end of the night, and plus it sets up a potential. What's the word that they use? Basically, a feud ender at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
they're going to have to do something because of how this ended, because of how Jey Uso had Cradle to the point where his shoulder.
Pretty clever. Yeah, and it worked really well, I thought. And God, there was a tweet somebody put it out there like of. Do you ever get sick of watching the Usos? And the guy had a ton of review. My response was, it's the way I feel about Tom Brady. I like watching greatness.
Yeah.
And I mean, I watch the Usos, and that's where I'm at now. I am like, I understand there's diehard AEW guys. I really do, and I understand that they really love the Bucks, or they really love, the Usos are untouchable at this point. They're so 100. Good.
I was watching this match, and I'm just like, oh my god, I would love to see how what they could do with the Young Bucks and those. Yeah. Did they even wrestle the Revival?
Oh god, they might. I don't know. That Revival run was so mediocre. I don't remember most of it.
I mean, you could have matches with FTR. Roppongi Vice would be a great one,
right?
There's just I would love to see what they could do outside of WWE. I honestly think they would kill it. I really do. I think
they crush it with everyone. There's literally nothing that the Usos don't and can't do and haven't done for 8 years, 9 years now.
Their Hell in a Cell match with the New Day, which I watched last week.
So
Epic
good.
TLC matches. There was that great triple threat ladder match from the COVID WrestleMania where it was just one of the Usos.
That was a fun match. That was good.
But yeah, I mean, I like that they're finally getting the respect they deserve.
I hope so. I mean, there's still so many people that just dog them and want them to, like, people also forget they're a part of a huge storyline, right?
Yeah.
It's like the storyline. And yes, me and you both agreed that shit happened and the RK Bro thing didn't happen. And God, I wish it would.
Yeah.
And you know what, at this point, is a solid chance it never does.
No.
But
that's fine. Street Profits need it. RK Bro
I don't even.
it would have been
I'll be shocked if, in all honesty, SummerSlam might be interesting because I know they're hinting at the Street Profits breakup, which I don't like.
Yeah, trying to force it to break up. We've been hearing that they've been what?
I know they're just like throwing it out there, which I don't like because
they also did kind of tease a little bit in the match, but it's just like, yeah, that's not how you do it, folks.
But I just hope it's not. God, it feels soon, but maybe it's not. Maybe that's just me with revisionist history in my head. But
yeah,
I understand they want to push Montez. I mean, they do, and I mean, I thought Dawkins looked great in the match too. I mean,
an undisputed tag team title run before you split them up, because
I don't.
That's a Mania match I'd watch. And
so there's
versus Montez Ford.
So there's two things going to happen at SummerSlam. The Street Profits win because they're going to advance the Bloodline storyline where Roman loses and the Usos lose.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Or it's the opposite. Or Usos win again.
Yeah.
And Street Profits break up.
Yeah.
Which, the way it's going, feels like that's probably the way it's going, which I don't think is wonderful.
Yeah, not yet. Because like I said, that's Mania.
Right. Like, and again, and maybe we'll talk about this at the end, but maybe let's bring it up now since we're kind of saying it, is we have Roman versus Brock headlining SummerSlam. What is that? Last Man Standing, which does make this, which is super nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. Brock can't lose. Can he?
Yep. Unless Theory cashes in and they try to catch lightning in a bottle twice.
God, that sounds terrible.
It only would have worked if Rollins was the one that won. I think it would have been great to see.
Yeah, we hypothesized that, which was really good. That was a smart one by you. And
fucking WWE.
It doesn't sound right though. It just sounds horrible. So like, I think if we're really going to try to advance the storyline with the Bloodline and get the belt off Roman for a bit, I'm not saying Brock's the right answer because I don't know if he is, but maybe this is the time to pull. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. SummerSlam's interesting for that reason, right there.
I agree.
Because I mean, if Roman wins,
we can't predict everything like I normally do.
And if Roman wins at SummerSlam, but then I'm thinking like, because Brock is easy to pick up the title and drop it, right?
Yep.
And then I think Brock wins the belt on TV for a couple weeks, goes to London, drops it to Drew. Drew gets his win on.
When is that pay-per-view in September?
Yeah. So
okay.
Brock only needs the belt for 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yep.
And then Drew gets his win in front of people because he didn't beat Brock in front of them.
His own people. But
Brock
foolish
go home
on that pay-per-view though.
What'd you say?
It would be foolish to not have Roman on that pay-per-view though.
He will be, but that's the issue with Roman right now is what do they do if they pull the belt off of him?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do they do? What is it? Like, what is Roman right now? Like, what is the next step? Which I don't think I know an answer. But the thought of Brock losing
the next step.
But the thought of Brock losing again also sounds insane.
Right, but I think that's where the stipulation of last man standing can get away with it. Right?
I don't know, man. I think it's worse. So wait, Roman can beat you in a normal match and beat you in a no holds barred match?
Yeah, but at least with this one, you can like park a forklift on him or something. Like.
Oh my god.
Which
I don't know.
It's be try to do.
It's interesting. All right.
Then the next match is I end up all the way at the top of this thing again. It is the women's SmackDown Women's Championship match: Ronda versus Natalya. This was a solid match. I'm going to give most of the credit to Natalia, though.
It was kind of a bumble, but
it was. But still, it actually was a pretty good, constructed, solid match that you would expect between these two.
I liked it because it did feel different on the card.
Yes.
They just had to follow Flippy McFlips and super kicks.
Yeah.
The other women's match was pretty high speed, and Bianca wrestles quick.
This was more
which I liked. I love the Ronda sharpshooter where she hit the
right. I was just going to mention that. I popped huge.
I loved that. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I still think Ronda looks great. Agreed. It goes back to what we said. Natty got a spot because she's Natty, and she's spent a lot of time. I think Natty may need to slowly start to ride off into the sunset. I don't think the crowd was there for her.
She did, honestly,
God, people love Ronda.
When it comes to the crowd, I think Natalia deserves better.
You know what?
It's more the situation she's been put in over the years.
I think it's burnout at some point too, right? It's been a decade.
16 years, like 2006, 2000, something like that.
God, has it been that long? That's fucking insane.
I'm gonna look that up. When she debuted.
Well, it feels like Randy a couple of years ago, right? Like, remember Orton?
Right. Look at Randy now.
And now look at Randy. He broke that ceiling of like legend status.
Okay, so I was close. 2007 when she joined. She was in developmental. So 2008 was when she jumped to the main roster.
That is a long time.
That is
14 years time. Is burnout status.
She's only 6 years older than me, and she started in 2000.
Jesus.
That's when she started training.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the same with Mysterio right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all like Mysterio.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of Mysterio for a lot of years.
And it's not the same Rey Mysterio because of all the
knee injuries. And it's just like Kane.
Yeah.
We all just got tired of Kane.
Yeah. Once Kane went back to the mask, it was over.
Which didn't make sense. Like, stop going to the well.
Yeah.
Evolve it. Like, let's change it. Yeah. I don't know.
I respect when
Natty might be there.
They just came off goofy.
Right. It's like, figure out something else then.
Yeah.
You're Kane. You can do whatever you want. So I don't know. But, so the match itself probably wasn't the important part.
Yes, and let's not forget, we forgot to mention this, Natty worked on the knee the whole match.
Yes. So Ronda's selling like a monster.
Celebrating, and all of a sudden we hear Liv's music happen. And then that's when they mentioned the stat that Carmella is actually the only woman to actually hold the briefcase longer than a day.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's interesting.
Yeah, think about it. All the women's Money in the Bank winners pretty much have cashed in that night.
Yeah, because Asuka was the next night on Raw.
Asuka was the next night. Nikki ASH cashed in the same night last year.
Night last year, which I thought was odd.
The same. Mella had the thing with James Ellsworth.
Oh, Mella with the briefcase was so fun.
Oh God, yeah. Her and James Ellsworth.
So fun.
But yeah, Liv Morgan comes down, cashing it. The crowd's like, yes! And I'm like, oh shit, she's gonna win. Ronda gets her in the ankle lock.
Oh yeah, which was great.
And then Liv kicks her in the knee and gets the win with the most, as I'm going to quote Simon Miller, the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, a surprise roll-up.
A surprise roll-up, which was yikes.
Liv gets her moment. She wins the SmackDown Women's Champion. You think, oh shit, Ronda's going to clock her. No, she actually brings her in and apparently told her, you deserve it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it comes out that it was Ronda's idea to drop the belt to Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If the baddest woman on the planet thinks you're worthy to have it dropped to drop the title to,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I'm waiting and seeing.
Right, I'm waiting and seeing, but that moment, her in the ring, it was real. It was as real as wrestling gets without going dramatic. You know what I mean?
I thought it was pretty dramatic, but I agree.
Let me rephrase that. It gets as real as wrestling can get without airing dirty laundry. How about that?
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll give you that one.
Because going to AEW, Christian Cage with the Luke Perry stuff, which I'm just like, Luke Perry would probably freaking love it.
Right.
It's just stuff like that. Or as famously, what year where that's one Survivor Series with Paige and Charlotte, where Paige, out of nowhere did the whole thing about Reed.
Oh yeah.
Cringeworthy, but real moments like this are what make wrestling amazing to me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. You get the girl that used to dress up when she was 10
Yeah.
as Lita, and now she's the champ, which is
It's like
always
AWA
cool.
before her, and it's like Cora Jade coming up. They're in that same cloth,
Cora Jade's tag team champ now.
And going for the
That's fun.
NXT title next week by cashing in her.
Yeah, I know. They're all in on Cora, man. I
I'm digging it.
There's some other ladies down there, but Cora's fun.
Yeah, no, I'm digging it. What's the name that they call Team 2001, which just makes me feel old?
Yeah, it does.
You're officially old. 4 years later.
You're officially old, man.
Well, my coworker Andra, she's 18, and the other day she's like, next year I'll be able to drink legally. And I'm like, yeah, I just remember when I was finally allowed to go drink legally before you were born. Shit.
That's so fucked up. Well, before we get to the men's Money in the Bank, I'm sure you saw the vignette.
Yes. Who do you think it is?
One? I don't know, man. I feel like the internet might have swapped my brain because people on the internet are way more intense than I am.
Who do you think it was going into it?
I mean, it's obviously like they want you to think it's Bray.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's obviously Edge.
Yeah, because of there's 3 things in there that doesn't link them to Bray, but links them to Edge.
To Edge, which I saw. But
gold medals, the Dudley's glasses, and Jeff Hardy's armbands.
Right. And
it's weird.
It's weird. So far, I have not gotten into. I wasn't really into Edge and Judgment Day. I'm still not into Judgment Day.
The only thing I will say is I liked the entrance with the big
throw. I thought that was cool.
It doesn't
work because of just like we said about Bobby. We know Edge.
Yeah.
He's goofy.
Yeah.
He's weird. He's like
he reeks of awesomeness.
He's a goofy dude. And we're supposed to expect that he's this dark human. Like Edge has his heel moments where he's like the slimy,
right. Which is one thing.
That's one thing, but
yeah. And then you hear that Vince makes them more supernatural, and then Edge said no, which is how Finn Balor got into the group.
Yeah, I don't know, but again, every once in a while, WWE tries to throw you off. I hate it. I hate that I'm this person. I want Bray back so bad.
Do you think he'll come back to WWE? Like, I'm not saying. I think eventually years down the line that's possible. I'm talking like right now.
You know what? I was on the train. I've been on it. For a really long time. I just kind of recently jumped off of the. I don't think he's going to go to AEW.
No,
I think he's bleeding WWE, but I think he's taken quite a while off. Right. And when I mean quite a while, he might take a couple of years.
Yeah, because think about all the rumors you heard about all the creativity he was doing, but was constantly being stifled, and the frustration of both ends. Is like, I don't see him coming back to that right away. I really don't.
And he's, I don't know. Well, and then, I do find it funny how every single AEW surprise or whatever the hell they always say, everybody wants it to be Bray.
Of course.
Because, and to me, the only reason why I really think, outside of Bray, AEW signed everyone. I don't think there's another person.
Almost everyone.
Fucking almost everyone.
Yeah, the control your narrative guys are one thing, and then there's the Impact.
Don't care about any of them guys. I mean, I like EC3, but
yeah, I never was a fan of him.
I like him, but not as much as I used to. But of all the guys, like the names that they could sign, the only name that I think is available that's big is Bray.
Yep. And I think Bray and AEW passed when because there was a whole thing about it being in Rochester a while back at a pay-per-view. And I think that was the time to do it, but it's so far past. I think that time's over.
I think Bray is doing his thing right now. He knows that he's a commodity.
I heard.
Right? And he's a commodity. He's Haystacks Calhoun.
Right, because
nobody cares to see him wrestle.
It It may not have gone the way he wanted, but he created something incredibly memorable that nobody will ever forget in The Fiend. Twice!
Twice. And he's going to create another one.
Yeah.
And that's all he needs to be.
Mhm.
Is that. And I'm so captivated by it. I couldn't believe it. Like, I didn't buy into it enough when The Fiend was there until it was gone, and I realized how much I really, really liked it.
How cool it was at times, yeah.
It was super cool. Was it dumb at times too? Sure. But at times it was super cool.
See, this is where I'm leaning towards Bray. With for Heaves to come back, this is what I want. I don't want him to sign to just one company. I want him to tour all the non-WWE companies. To have short, do it old school style, like Andre. Small runs in everywhere. That way you bring that name value. You bring that. Oh my God, Bray's here. Like, there's so much there.
It won't happen.
It won't. But could you imagine if it did?
Be cool.
It would be cool.
He's an attraction.
Exactly. That's why I said do that.
I know.
It's in every territory because he's an attraction.
That's why I love what they're doing with Roman.
Yep.
I love what they're doing with Cena.
Yeah.
I like the attraction.
Yeah.
I really do. So, I don't know. We'll see. I hope it's not Edge. I can't do another weird Edge thing. I just can't do it. But, all right.
Yeah. But at this point, I'm already sold on Edge. It's not going to affect my love. My love.
Fine.
We're Canadian. We love our famous Canadians. But we are finally at the main event, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, this is where my gripe is. I have no problem with Theory winning the Money in the Bank match. I have a problem with how they did it, how he got in.
Heat.
Got
you mad, Soda.
Everything we just saw in the weeks prior meant shit.
Exactly.
Because as soon as you saw Theory come out, there's your winner.
He got in because Vince likes him, and and they want you to hate him. And guess what?
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
I love it.
Who was it I heard? I think it was on Cultaholic. Somebody was comparing him. It says it's starting to look like it might turn into the Chosen One 2.0. Remember how that went for Drew the first time?
Yeah, but Drew was getting pushed as a babyface, though.
Was he?
I mean,
no, I'm not gonna lie. While I know what happened, I wasn't really watching at that time a lot, so I didn't really watch a lot of that stuff.
Drew was, not as much as he is now, but he's not a full blown heel when they was getting Chosen One, like Theory is. Theory is an asshole.
And 100%.
Oh my God, I love. But I do have to give him credit, man. That dude got killed in this match, which was kind of fun.
I'm fine with everything. It's just I wish there was a better explanation for getting him in the match. And it's here you go.
I don't understand why. The one thing I would have liked is for Vince to do it. I understand Vince is not on TV right now, so that makes it hard.
Very weird being Adam Pearce
because it doesn't make sense. Because he didn't even say that. Because they can't really bring Vince up right now.
Yeah, even though he's been on multiple shows in the last few weeks.
So if it was Vince, and Vince comes out and says, "Here's Theory," makes complete sense.
Yeah.
But I do feel you on that. That the disconnect's there.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, it just here's Theory. Oh shit. There we go. That just ruins the whole match because we know how it's gonna end now.
But I will admit the match is super good.
Oh, 100%. I'm fine with the match and everything. It's just it took away that little bit of shine from me. It's like, well,
it does take a little shine off.
Yeah,
it does. But it was really good to see
100%.
Everyone look good.
Yo, 100%.
Like, there's some great moments. The Riddle RKO on Seth.
I was about to say that the RKO
was awesome.
Was very awkward, but was awesome.
Doesn't matter. So cool. I love Riddle's awkwardness
because of the way he did it. Randy normally would have gone the other way, so it would have been a smooth landing. But the way Riddle did it, it looked like there was a chance somebody could have gone hurt there.
I love Riddle's awkwardness, though. Yeah, I love it. Riddle's so odd.
It's like little brother trying to be the big brother.
Yeah,
doing moves, right,
dude. And I think, and based off what I saw, I guess. I'm hoping Riddle and Seth is a thing. Like,
yeah, they would have great matches together.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
I thought Drew this goes back to my Bobby thing. I thought this love for Drew was really going to, kind of peter out. That crowd was eating Drew a lot. They loved him.
Drew is definitely one of those. He's the fans have his back.
I can't believe it.
Really? I'm not surprised at all.
I am a little surprised. I am a little surprised.
No, man, he presents himself very well.
He does.
Articulate in interviews. He comes off as a genuinely good guy.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid in the ring. He's got decent enough comedic timing. Like,
Yeah,
I understand
But
why
it just-
people are behind him.
I can't believe it. And it's 2 months ago, I'd have said Drew beating Roman in UK is dumb.
Not anymore.
You know what?
Getting fired from WWE the first time was the best thing to ever happen.
Yeah, totally it was.
Because he had to go and he proved himself on the indies, and that's all the fans got on board with him there.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I was surprised. It felt nice, but granted, there was so much stuff with him and Sheamus in that.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
Together.
There always is, but like, I think that's the SummerSlam match. I'm assuming that they're gonna prep
probably
Drew for, just based off, and especially Butch getting involved.
Yeah, which was kind of because Butch is like that wiry little monkey you sick on people.
I actually think that the character's kind of funny. Like, I really do. I'm not a big Pete Dunne guy.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of clever.
For a while, it's like for every SmackDown they're trying to find Butch.
It's kind of funny. It's stupid, but it's it's stupid WWE that I can laugh at.
How Sami Zayn didn't break his neck on that powerbomb on the ladder, I'll never know.
God, I would have loved to see him with that briefcase. I love this bloodline thing. I think it's
Adam
awesome.
Pacitti is it Andy? No, not Andy Pacitti. Andy Wilborn on What Culture was petitioning hard for Sami Zayn to win Money in the Bank.
That's who I would have. I mean, I think Seth would have been perfect just because. But I mean, if I had my booking power, I would have booked Sami.
Yeah,
just because.
Here's how Adam Wilborn booked it. He's like, have him win, but then sit on it and tell Roman, "Hey, good, I got the briefcase. You're good, Oos."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking of all the things. Like, even during the match, I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if Sami won? SummerSlam rolls around. Brock beats Roman, but Sami comes down, beats Rock, and then lays down and lets Roman pin him.
Oh, genius!
Like, all right there.
Yeah,
I'm like, God, that's just the stuff was endless. It fits.
It fits.
And the other thing I want to point out, the booking of Omos was also very good.
Yes, because I'm looking at it right now. The spot where they put him through the table was a great way to take him out of the match.
And the fact that they took him out twice with the ladders the first time.
Right, which he's going to come back.
But that table spot
was great.
Was awesome.
Yeah, it was like a
great
power bomb.
It was cool. Yeah. It was super cool.
Seth Rollins was leading the way like he did the Shield.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was fun.
It was probably, I would say, the spot of the match for me.
Oh, that table spot was the best. It was the absolute best.
Yeah.
So now we have Theory. He's your Money in the Bank. Did you want to know? I'm just going to bring it up just because it's one of the fan fictions that I saw was pretty good. Was Theory some point wins the belt, right? And let's say it's early in the year. Theory versus Cena at Mania. Cena gets the 17th belt to break the Flair record.
You think?
It seems. I did find it interesting about Cena during his thing on Raw, where he came back for the 20th and admitted that he couldn't be back now.
Yeah,
but we'll be back soon. And when he comes back soon, it won't just be a one-off.
Yeah.
And that was my first thought. I went, these fuckers are gonna blow up Mania next year.
Oh, I hope not.
And now the theory is
I'm all for Cena getting one more run. I really am. But don't blow up Mania for it.
Because it's I'm thinking now, so now that I saw that, I started wheels turning. If they book Cena like they book Roman, he only has to wrestle once.
True.
Every month or two.
The harder thing to do is have it culminate at Mania.
See, and I don't know if they will because of. and of like money and arenas, like, you know, if they're gonna put Cena on a show, it's gonna be in front of 70,000 people,
Right.
not
I mean,
15.
but that's the great pass. That's the spot you do the passing of the torch, because that's where Cena grabbed the torch. It only feels right. That's where he passes it.
No, see, I think Cena's winning it from Theory.
Yeah.
I think,
But, I mean,
okay.
but I'm saying do that before Mania, and
Okay.
then have Theory win it back.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think that's
or
gonna happen.
whoever. That's
Yeah.
where you had Cena lose. That's where you had Cena say, "I'm finally passing the torch."
No, I don't think I it could, but I don't know. But again, I still don't know if they're going to split both these belts up,
Yeah, right.
because, I mean, if Cody can come back,
Yeah, and
Cody's going to get that.
That's what I'm
belt at
thinking. They're
Mania.
going to hold off Roman losing until Cody comes back from Rumble.
I mean, personally, if they have made the full decision that the belt is staying unified.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had my way, if they were like, we are not splitting these belts up till at minimum Mania next year, I'd be like, Roman keeps them all the way to Mania.
Yeah,
Cody can win them.
Feels right.
And Cody can win them. And Cody's character is so shticky that I could see him being the person to go on Monday Night Raw. He goes, "These are 2 belts again.
Yeah, here.
I'll defend them both."
Mm-hmm. Oh, he totally
that's
would.
Cody, and that's Cody's, like, you know. And then it's easy to get one of them off Cody, because all it takes is a pay-per-view where Cody has to wrestle twice, and he wins the first one, can't win the second one, and it works in Cody's stuff. I don't know. Now we're just fantasy booking, but Theory with the briefcase, though, man.
Fun. Myself and Dagan were doing it on the Dropkicks this weekend about a potential, which you know is going to happen, FTR Young Bucks 3, or is it 4? 3. But this time, 2 out of 3 falls match with different titles of the line. But this is Ryan actually shot this one in the claim in the chat. It was New Japan and ROH is the first fall. The second fall, AEW and AAA. And then if they're tied, the third fall would be for all the belts.
Oh, God. What a mess. But
you know what? The reason, because I was talking, when we were discussing it, it's just like, I would like to see the return of a match we've only ever seen once in WWE, and that was the Eurocontinental Championship match at WrestleMania 16. Which is how you do a match with multiple champions.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's where that came from, because it's going to be Young Bucks versus FTR Fatal. That is inevitable at this point. That's, pray to God, all-out main event on my birthday. But that's, to me, that's how you do it. If you want to prove who's the best in the world, you put all the titles on the line and you do it in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's an idea.
Yeah. I even screenshotted it and I put it on Twitter. And I tagged Tony Khan and I tagged the Young Bucks and I tagged So if it happens,
it's all you. It's all you. Yeah, I don't know. Well, but you see that Theory's wrestling for the U.S. title again at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So they already booked that, which is interesting.
Which makes me wonder if they might throw it back on Fury for a bit. Theory for a bit.
I mean, they might, because I think they need Bobby in a better spot. But
but because no main title, I mean, this is the best he can get.
Yeah, I don't know. SummerSlam's, I know we say this, but again, it goes back to our narrative earlier. We do this every month now, where we finish talking about the premium live event and we start booking the next one, because that's the WWE has us right now with this. They literally have us with these shows.
Not necessarily the storyline. It's the possibilities of the matches.
It's the possibilities of what is coming next.
Yeah, which is weird because WWE is so not wrestling. You know, it is, but it's not. It is, but it's not. You're once again putting emphasis on matches, which is awesome.
Yeah, the matches have gotten better. The stories have gotten a little, especially the main ones. Like they keep the shtick to like the mid stuff.
Or
Like,
if the occasional right person is in the main storyline, like when you were doing Becky last month, like with the whole Oscar thing with the
right.
this, right?
Yeah. Oh, also one before we jump off quick, which is going to be soon.
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul,
Yes.
let's go.
Yes, but this is what I'm finding interesting is that reports are they've given him like he's got a lot of creative control and he wants to be the baby face in this. There's no way the fans are going to let him be the baby face.
But they will right away because he's going against the Miz.
No, I think Miz is going to get cheered.
Oh, I don't think so.
Dude,
I don't think. I mean, maybe you're right.
Paul, he got cheered. He did.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
And it's
gonna be interesting.
One of those characters people are starting to less begrudgingly admit he's actually good. When they want to cheer for who he is.
I think, but I also could see. I think Logan Paul's smart enough
Mm.
to see that if it goes downhill quick, which I do agree with you, it might, he would adjust.
Yeah, because he's a natural heel. Him and his brother.
That's his whole fucking shtick.
Yeah.
I said to I have a really good buddy of mine who's a huge boxing fan, and he hates the Pauls. I mean, hates them. He thinks that they're just like the worst thing that happened to boxing ever.
Ryan said it right there. Nobody's going to get cheered because no one cheered for Logan Paul at WrestleMania or Raw.
But they're banking hard on the Miz fucking getting the boos.
Oh, yeah.
They're banking it. That's the reason why all this stupid shit with the Miz is going on. They're banking on it.
Miz is going to have to move heaven and earth to get booed in that match.
Yeah, I don't know.
To some despicable places for anyone even
and that is the issue with Miz, right? Is like Miz and Maurice are popular for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not like them, but you also don't really dislike them.
No, because they're good at what they do.
They're goofy and fun and both attractive. And
tell me about it. Whew, Maurice.
Maurice is just a freaking gorgeous person ever. But
for the win. No, they're really, really. They're definitely. They were born for this. Is I guess the best way to put it. They were born to be on this stage, and I mean, like, look when Maurice came back and she did the tiny dick choke to the Miz, and
God, it's so stupid, but God, it works so well. I mean, Miz is kind of like. I think Jericho's stuff's fallen a little flatter than he used to, but Miz is kind of doing that thing where he goes,
"Yeah,
let's just throw shit out every week and see if we can get this to stick."
He's been like that his whole career.
But he's getting to the point where, like, he goes, "Can we do small dick jokes? Is this gonna work?" And I remember watching that segment, going, "This should be so bad." But God, is it? There is something to it that's not bad. Why is this good? This shouldn't be good. There's a reason.
I was in a Miz ring years ago, way before most people were, because I'm like, this dude has it. Like, he has it. And now to see everyone kind of finally like admitting it, it's kind of nice to see because he deserves it.
It goes back to our Randy Orton Natalia conversation.
Yeah.
Steady, longevity,
reliability.
Reliability. Do what you ask. Yeah. Do what you're supposed to do.
Very much a company guy. He's a face of the company.
Dude, that guy's.
Yeah.
That's company guy.
Which is surprising to me why he's never had more than the 2 title runs.
I don't know if he. I don't know if he needs it.
I'm not talking now. I'm talking in the past.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't had one more because that was an 8-year gap?
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. It's still even weird that they did that thing a year and a half ago with them. That was very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it almost now that doesn't even feel right. Like,
no, that year it almost feels like an asterisk at times, just because some of the stuff they were doing, it's just like, I know you're working with what you got, but what are you doing?
Yeah, that was an odd thing. I don't listen to Cornette anymore, but when I did, I even agreed with him. Like, when they had Drew drop the belt, he was like, "Why? Yeah. Why would you ever have him drop the belt ever? Mm-hmm. Right now, especially." And now looking back, never should have done it.
Never should have done it.
Never should have kept it on until the people came back. I
The
mean,
only thing that got out of it was Bobby Lashley's champion.
and even then, I'm like, God, you should have just kept on Drew.
Yeah,
I
Drew
mean,
deserved to have it a little longer, but hopefully we'll get that with Clash of the Castle. Is what it's called.
oh, that's such a bad name.
I just hope they actually wrestle in a castle. Probably not. And no, it's like a Newcastle or something like that. So that's
It's a Newcastle. Yeah, that's definitely.
Can you imagine how cool it would be as a WWE?
I just love that. I mean, I'd love it more if it was in a castle.
Of course.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Do you like it? Dude, they have more money now. Do you like they did WrestleMania 9? Build your own goddamn castle. Why not?
That'd be cool. I
They
want
can
that.
do it.
I want that. I want a real castle.
Yeah. But when we're not daydreaming about castles, where can everybody find you, my man?
Find me on Twitter at Dustyn Dubuque. That's what I do. What about you, sir?
You can find me on my Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me on this show here Wednesday nights, Thursday nights on Rerun the Tape with my buddy Ben, where we're doing Independence Day Resurgence. God bless. And also Northern Countdown on Saturday mornings with Ben and 50. And of course, the Drop Kicks on Saturday afternoons, which after episode 40, we will be rebranding under a new name.
Ooh.
It is afterwards. But yeah, we're rebranding it a little bit. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And also, or you can find me lounging about my house if I'm not putting my fist through metal.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that anymore.
Long story, folks. But anyways, so on behalf of myself and Dustyn, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for engaging us, those who were in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know what you guys thought of Money in the Bank. Was it thumbs up? Was it thumbs down? Was it me? I'd say it was thumbs up. Yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up. It's
Thumbs
more
up.
like a quarter turn thumbs up, but it's a thumbs up.
But again, it's because it's tight.
Yeah, exactly. Tight, and we're out by 8 o'clock. But
Yay.
anyway, thank you very much, and we will see you next week in between the ropes, in the middle of the squared slice. See you next week.